Lauren Pattison was working as a teacher in Qatar when she was raped and brutally murdered. Her charred remains were found in the desert. She was 24.
She loved travelling, and she was always a really happy person, really chatty, a little bit too chatty sometimes. You know, she'd have conversations going on 3 or 4 at once, and you'd be sort of like, slow down, slow down.
The man who killed her was given the death sentence, but out of the blue that was reduced to 10 years. He'll be out soon, shortly after the World Cup.
He will be out next year, and he's a young man, so he can get married, he can have children, he can do all the things that Lauren can't do.
Lauren's mum has written to Gareth Southgate and the rest of the England squad, asking them to form an L shape with their hands when they score a goal.
Not just for Lauren, but for change in Qatar, change in their justice system, change how minorities are treated, so that it means something important, not just all about Lauren, it's about everyone as a whole.
In the years following their daughter's murder, Lauren's parents travelled often to Doha and saw Qatari justice in action. They were shocked at the lack of sympathy, the lack of understanding, and the lack of respect. In court, Lauren's mum was forced to stand side by side with the killer and his accomplice.
There was no empathy, you know. I wouldn't want anyone to have to stand up like I did next to the murderers of your daughter. And it seemed as though it was just normal, you know, you stand there. And, you know, I could feel my legs shaking, and I was really shaking, and I know my husband wanted to get up and hold my hand. But again, you can't do that.
They couldn't do that because at the time Lauren's parents weren't married. Qatari law didn't recognise unmarried couples. It was like Lauren's dad didn't exist. When Alison and Kevin first heard the World Cup was taking place in Qatar, it brought the whole thing back.
I was angry and upset. And then took a step back and I thought, it's football, it's a game, it's something that can bring everyone together. So perhaps in some ways it's brought Lauren's case, you know, to the forefront again.
With the help of 27 letters to all the England players, and to David Beckham too. He's the ambassador to Qatar, paid handsomely to promote the Gulf state. But he's not talking about this.
He could do so much. He is hero worshipped out there. And it would be a marvellous opportunity if he could stand up and do something.
Alison and Kevin will watch the World Cup. They've made a life in Wales now, so they'll be cheering both sides and looking out for a sign from the players that they've read the letters, that they remember Lauren.
It would mean everything if someone did.
Do you think they will?
I hope they will.
Jeff Moody, GB News.